Hello everyone and welcome back to Always Watching. Today I'm discussing The Darkest Miriam. I saw this movie at Tribeca last year, so I thought I would include it in my rotation. And this was one of the most haunting films I've seen in a long time, and I recently rewatched it again and it still had the same impact on me. Briefly, The Darkest Miriam follows Miriam, a lonely public library attendant who starts a relationship with a cab driver. This is a very deep character study about loneliness and fear. Miriam's father committed suicide in the family garage surrounded by his books. In some ways, working at this library enables her to work through feelings that she's not quite ready to face. When Miriam is at work, she's pretty much a zombie. She clocks in and out every day, never really asking about anyone, never really inquiring about anything. Her routine takes a turn when a mysterious person who thinks he is Rigoletto from the opera starts writing Miriam notes. Rigoletto is tricked into kidnapping his daughter Gilda for this playboy duke. He hires a hitman to kill the duke. However, because his daughter is so in love with him, she ends up swapping places with him. And just when Rigoletto thought that he was successful, he comes to find that he had unintentionally killed his daughter. This mystery man starts to write Miriam notes, believing himself to be her protector. The notes come just when she starts chatting with a mysterious stranger on a bench. This moment of vulnerability with this stranger triggers an emotional tidal wave Miriam will have to navigate if she wants to overcome her father's death and start living life. I thought the relationship between Miriam and Yanko was so well done. There's an air of realism to the movie where you feel like you're watching something you shouldn't, like you're a fly on the wall. The way the relationship develops, the awkwardness, the kind of lack of expectations, and the way it just happens, I feel is very true to life. Real relationships are awkward. It takes a long time to get to know someone. And what started off as just a conversation, like there's enough of a connection here for them to continue the conversation every time they see each other. And in this way, they're able to really develop a bond. Yanko is a storyteller and an artist, and he's constantly telling Miriam about his life, something that she starts to seek solace in. Despite her trauma, she feels unable to open up to him in the same way. Rather than verbalize or narrate her own life, she communicates her trust. She communicates her intimacy through proximity. The more he talks about himself, the more she trusts him, she starts to live with him. She starts to spend more and more time in his presence. And more importantly, she never stops listening. And Yanko gives her enough information to make sense of who he is, not to excuse it or overcompensate for it in any way. And I thought Britt Lauer did such a great job of playing this woman falling in love. You can sense these subtle shifts in her mood, this skip in her step. And the more in love she falls, the more threatening these letters become. And I thought the mystery, the way I interpreted these mysterious letters was to really show how high Miriam's walls are. With every letter, she falls deeper in love with Yanko, and she starts to worry less and less about what's to come. And the ending I felt was very heartbreaking because it speaks to the fragility of life and also the impact of love. And this was such a gem of a film. I think it's well worth a watch. And so if you've seen it, let me know. And until next time.